Hello, everybody. Thanks for stopping by. Shout out to the 9 or so of you that watched this far into the video, and anyone else that watches a little bit farther. It's funny, I started this channel at the end of 2019, and about the middle of 2020, things were looking good. I was getting 100 or so views, not too bad for, I wasn't putting out a lot of content at that point. It was headed in the right direction, and then one day I got, oh, my eye is twitching, it's been doing that for a couple days. I got like 17,000 views, but none of them were more than a couple of seconds. And then ever since then, when I do post, I don't get very many. Probably if I did more content, I would get more views. I know that's how it works. You gotta just blast it. That seems like work to me right now, and so I just don't want to do that. Anyway, several reasons for this video. The main one being that I'm really working right now, not working, but really just, I don't know what word to use, trust. I'm trying to trust, not trying, because that's, it's so hard to get the language right sometimes. I mean, not because I have to watch what I say because I'll manifest the wrong thing, but because those words don't convey what I want to convey, because you're not supposed to effort. So I shouldn't be trying to trust. I shouldn't be working on trusting. I am just trusting my intuition and the validation that I get after I have an intuitive hit. I'll get an idea, a thought, or I'll hear a song lyric or something that will take me off in a certain direction, and I'll have some kind of a realization. And then I'll just be going about my day, and certain things will show up, synchronicities that will validate the thought that led to the realization that I had, which just kind of helps to embody it. It affirms that yes, that thought that I had was valid, and that the idea behind it, you know, letting go of whatever it was that I needed to let go of, or whatnot, was what I needed to do at that point. So the point of that ramble is that lately, when I do my morning quiet time, whether that be just meditating or usually it's listening to a video from Jeffrey Hoppy at the Crimson Circle website or YouTube channel. Love that channel. That's like my church every day right now, especially the latest video from their new series that just started this month. I've listened to that 2 mornings in a row. While I'm doing that, or whatever it happens to be that I'm doing as my meditative morning practice, and I'm in just the most connected state probably of the whole entire day, I always come up with ideas for things to talk about on videos, or I imagine myself doing a video. So I am trusting right now that because when I am in the most connected state ever, that is where my head goes. Usually it's that, or maybe writing something. I like writing. I don't feel like writing right now, though. Even when I get those ideas and I think, oh, maybe I should write about that, the idea of handwriting it just sounds awful. And I feel like I don't get the same effect when I type it, which is weird. So the quickest, easiest way for me to get it done is to make a video. So here I am again. Maybe I should change the name of this channel to every once in a while, because that's how I post right now. Anyway, what I was thinking about today is Gosh, there's a couple things. I don't know if I'll get into both of them or not. The first one that really brought me out to make this video is you're not here to save anybody. I know that that is a hard thing to accept because I had to accept it. I know that when I first woke up, I mean, instantly I wanted to tell everybody, this is the best feeling in the world. Holy crap. How do more people not know about this? I gotta go tell people about this. If they knew about how much better they could feel knowing that they are connected directly to God and they are unconditionally loved, and that all of those things that they beat themselves up for don't mean anything, and they can stop that and just feel so much better. I gotta tell everybody. I'm an asshole if I don't tell everybody. They should know this. Yeah. That goes away pretty quickly because most people just aren't ready to hear it. It's not that they don't want to hear it or that, you know, they will think that you're crazy. You're not. They're just not ready for it. They're not at the right point to receive that information, to actually be able to hear it and understand it on the level, in the way that you intended it to be conveyed. They're not ready for it. It challenges a lot of things, a lot of long, very strongly held beliefs. And so they don't want to hear it. They might politely listen to you, you know, not actually roll their eyes in your face or look at you like you have a hand growing out of your forehead. But they're not absorbing the information, and they think that probably on some level you might be a little bit crazy or out there or woo-woo or a space cookie or whatever. They're just not ready to hear it. So that's the first thing. If you get to that point where you feel like you have the information that everyone else needs to have to feel worthy and whole and complete, their chances are good they're not going to be ready for it. It's taken me about 4.5 years to get to the point where I think that's another reason I'm out here, is I need to talk about this stuff, and I literally don't have anyone in my immediate area to talk about it with. I don't have a whole lot of luck getting in conversations online either. Lots of people on Twitter in that spiritual space or whatever you want to call it consider each other family. I mean, they interact with me, but I don't feel like I'm considered one of that family. I'm not saying that to get pity. I really could give a shit. They're strangers, you know. I don't need their acceptance to be validated in what I know to be true. But that puts me in a position where I feel like if I want to evolve as a human being and expand my awareness, I have to talk about it. And so I'm just going to talk to this phone camera and trust that the people that need to see it will see it. And that's that. So back to, you're not here to save anyone. You're just not. You can't save them. We're all here on our own individual human adventure. And, you know, there might be an instance where something that you say turns up that light a little bit more in someone else, and they get a better understanding in the direction, you know, of towards what you're talking about. That was just divine timing. That's why you were in their life at that time, because that was the point of starting to wake them up. But that doesn't mean that you should go around preaching to every person and then calling them names because they're not where you are. They're not supposed to be where you are. They're supposed to be where they are, and you're supposed to be where you are, and you're supposed to love them exactly where they are. You don't have to like everything they do. You don't have to agree with everything that they say. mean, you definitely should not be demeaning them or belittling them, especially if you've already gone through the phase that they're at. You know, there's stepping stones. There's different places along the path. And if you recognize that somebody's in a spot where you used to be and you've moved past that, then you can be like, hey, look at them. I remember being there. And they may never move past that spot. Maybe that's the spot that they stay in for the rest of their time on this planet. And when they pass on, they will look at their life up to that point and be like, oh, yep, I'm going to go back, because the goal is to become a fully realized human being, human and divine. So, you know, it's not up to any one of us to judge somebody for where they're at on their path. Doesn't mean you have to be all up in their space or interacting with them at any level, but you certainly shouldn't judge them for it, or, which, I mean, I guess that's it. There should be nothing but unconditional love for where they're at. Chances are that at some level they're still struggling and in pain. And you have to remember what that felt like. So, compassion for those that are not where you think that they should be. Love them where they're at. Another thing about thinking that you need to save anyone is that if you recognize that we are all from the same source, fractals of the same God, from the same light, then that means we are all of God and we are all perfect exactly where they're at. There's nothing that needs to be fixed or saved with anyone. God, we are all equal in the eyes of the Lord, meaning in his eyes we're all perfect, no matter where you're at as far as your level of awareness, no matter what. We're all seen as exactly the same. So for you to think that someone needs to be saved, it means that you're seeing them as less than, probably less than you. You think that you know more than them, that you have the answers, that their life would be better if they did it your way. And I mean, nobody likes that. I definitely don't want anybody telling me, hey, you should be doing this. So you know what happens when someone tells me you should be doing this? I'm not going to say it, because I think that I heard they will pull your videos if you swear. So I got to try to really be good about that. But I think you can guess where I'm going with that. You're seeing them as less than, seeing yourself as above them, not maybe above them, but as knowing more than them, having something that they're lacking, and they're not lacking anything. They're exactly where they should be. And you just, going back again, you got to meet them where they're at, love them where they're at. Don't have to hang out with them, don't have to interact with them, just love them. I think though that part of the reason we feel like that is because on some level we want someone to help us, to save us, and there's no one that can do that for you. Sure, there are people that write books or make videos or, I don't know, do podcasts, whatever other mediums there are that can help you along the way. You know, sometimes I just put people on in the background. I don't really even hear what they're saying, but just their level of vibration will shed light on things in me that I need to look at and let go of and be done with. So they're not saving you. They're just giving you the wisdom that they've obtained from the experiences in their life thus far. Just in case there's somebody out there that can benefit from that information. So you're not looking to them to save you, although they are assisting you with saving yourself. You know, no one can save you but you. You got to go inside and remember who you are and why you're here. You know, we're here to figure out who we are, and that Every single one of us is from the same place. We're not all the same. We're unique, but we came from the same place. We're all individuals. We all have our own quirks and ideas and things that we enjoy and things that we don't enjoy, but we all came from the same place. So you need to remember that, and then just be in that. Just be okay with that, and everything else will work itself out. And that's where the trust comes in, that I am leaning into right now in my life. And so I think that might be all I have for today. Just, you're not out here to save anybody, and nobody's here to save you. You got to do that for yourself. You got to quiet the crap in your head. And oh my gosh, right now, stay off social media, especially Twitter, because you can have compassion for what's happening in the Middle East without getting drawn into the drama. So, I don't know if any of that made any sense, because I never know. But I love you all, and I hope that you have a fantastic day.